The new Hunger Games film, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, has been bombing with critics but slapping movies like The Marvels and Trolls 3 out of the box office. And I gotta say, I went into this assuming it would be terrible, so I'm really impressed. So we got 3 parts here. First, the districts are organized and each contestant is given a noble mentor as we're introduced to our main cast. And this does a really good job of reintroducing you to familiar scenes and characters. However, this does bring up a reoccurring issue that I had with the film, where a few of the side characters like President Snow's family and essentially every contestant that wasn't Lucy Gray just seem very underutilized. This mostly applies to the other contestants and their noble mentors, as in the original, we get to see certain character reasons and motivations a lot clearer, so their actions make sense. And while this one has a few interesting fighters, we never really get to know them, which leads to confusing moments where a few will team up or have grudges out of nowhere other than one line for setup. The Tribute's team forming just seems like a really dumb idea and not given enough time to be perceived as an actual threat, so when they die there's no real impact, mostly since we're missing that vital piece of character development. And the same applies to the nobles, where one moment they look disgusted at the mere mention of the districts, the next they're shouting Lucy Gray's praises for becoming the winner. But it's not all negative, as aside from side characters, the main 2 we focus on do an incredible job. Gotta give it up for Tom Blythe, who blew the role out of the water, transitioning from a young man doing the right thing to the president we know in later movies, as his tone shifts toward the end of the film. Then the third and final act is definitely the messiest part, so the act is nearly an hour long, which I thought was about a half hour too much. We get to see how Snow is punished for cheating by assisting Lucy throughout the games, which results in him getting sent to live in District 12 to be a part of the military where Lucy lives. From there, we get a whole act of Snow and Lucy talking about running away, alongside a side plot about Snow's best friend attempting to free prisoners, which backfires, getting the friend killed. This is after Snow's recording of his friend's plan gets leaked on Twitter. Afterwards, the future president goes crazy trying to rid the district of any evidence of his involvement with the crime, leading to him turning on Lucy, then heading back to the Capitol and setting into his new assigned leadership role. Now, the issue with this act is I actually left out tons of scenes that just weren't necessary at all. The story is fantastic, but adding 10 minutes of military shenanigans really doesn't help the film's pacing. But we leave off on a really satisfying ending through Peter Dinklage's character, which just helps to really round out the film. I think it has a lot to offer fans, and it definitely deserves a solid 4 out of 5.